We had a real storm last night. Winds buffeting the trees. You could hear things creaking and some crashing. There was so much force and energy moving through the atmosphere, and some power outages this morning. So everyone talks about it the next day. We're all, interacting with it, involved with what the weather's doing, these powers of nature. And then I was thinking about the powers of nature as we feel them inside of ourselves as psychological forces. How these forces can manifest or display themselves is in a process called Enantiodromia. Now, this was a word that Jung first applied in psychology, but he actually retrieved it from Heraclitus, who was the preeminent pre-Socratic philosopher in 5th century BC. The word enantiodromia means a running counter, running into opposites. From enantio, opposite, and run, and dromine, which is to run. So you're running into opposites. And Heraclitus explained it as how we have, cold giving way to warmth, life giving way to death, death giving way to life. Like the cycles of opposites, kind of producing their opposites in nature. So seed falls into the ground, it dies, but then it gives life to a new plant. And so everything is always changing. And this was expressed in another, what the saying he's probably most well known for, which is Pantavrea, everything flows. No man steps into the same river twice. So we're always continually experiencing these changes inside of ourselves. Well, I know that I've made many, many mistakes. Some mistakes that I have really led to a lot of shame and cut me off from feeling good about myself and interactions with other people. But to get to that sense of deep worth is also part of this. Also, this idea of opposites can be useful then, right? The idea of enantiodromia, because you see things in psychological terms, not as is a value like, oh, I'm bad, I behave badly, and I'm forever cut off from, this certain goodness that I have in my mind. And I find there are processes that are very helpful within this sense of kind of, how have these opposites worked in my life, and seeing that it's made me very aware, my sense of failing as a mother kind of led me to really want to understand what is the nature of unconditional love, because I was aware of feeling that for my children, but there were sort of blocks in there. So then, it makes I'm compelled to go deeper into myself and understand, well, the nature of love and the nature of unconditional love, and what does it mean to be worthwhile. So moving on from that idea of opposites and understanding how that's acted in my life, I come to the another process within myself, which is the wholeness and integration. And what do those processes look like? What does it feel like when I'm starting to embrace, encompass all of my experience, all of what I am? What does that look like? And there's a sense of a shift. I would call this word metanoia, also a Greek word. Meta meaning change, and noia, mind. So it's changing your mind. And it's actually it's translated in the English as repentance. So I like this sense of this different view of repentance in that it's not self-flagellation and sort of a groveling feeling, but it's just change. It's just that shift that we can experience as we, personally evolve. And it's interesting to me as well that the Hebrew word that's translated into repentance is teshuvah, Teshuvaah, and it means returning to the path, getting back onto the path. And these words give a sense that our growth, like when we experience these opposites in our life and are sometimes reacting to them and wanting to move beyond and develop as a human being and experience that love that we're aware of, often it's just a sense of getting back on the path or just having a shift. It doesn't have to be a bolt of lightning, and it doesn't have to be long years of penance. And it is inevitable. Inevitably, we will come back to that sense of ourself. We will get back on the path because this is part of the forces that I was talking about at the beginning. There is a deep natural force within us to integration, to wholeness, to expansion. And I like to call it, I have my own term for it. I call it falling into love.